My daughter's school banned her science project on climate change, so I brought a NASA scientist to parents' night. It's too political, the science fair coordinator said, removing my 12-year-old Zoe's project from the display. Her project was a meticulously researched presentation on how rising sea levels would affect our coastal Florida community within 30 years. When Zoe came home in tears, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. For weeks, she'd stayed up late graphing no data, creating a 3D model of our town showing projected flooding, and interviewing marine biologists. She'd followed the scientific method and cited peer-reviewed sources. Zia explained that Mrs. Peterson had deemed climate change just a theory and too scary for younger kids, suggesting she should have chosen something like a baking soda volcano instead. As an environmental engineer, I knew Zoe's research was sound. This wasn't about proving Mrs. Peterson wrong. It was about teaching my daughter that facts matter, especially inconvenient ones. I emailed Mrs. Peterson requesting the specific policy that prohibited climate science. Her response: "We avoid controversial topics that might upset parents with different beliefs about scientific data." Instead of escalating immediately, I called my old college roommate, Eliza, a climate scientist at NASA's Earth Science Division. She offered to review the project and asked about upcoming school events. The annual Science and Education Night was the following week. Perfect timing. I signed up to bring refreshments, guaranteeing a table in the main hallway. Meanwhile, Zoe reworked her presentation with Eliza's guidance, focusing purely on data and local impacts. That night, I set up my refreshment table with cookies, and beside it, "Excluded from science fair, you decide why." Eliza stood nearby wearing her NASA badge with additional maps and likes. Parents gathered curiously, questioning why it wasn't in the science fair. Mrs. Peterson rushed over, insisting this was inappropriate. Eliza introduced herself as Dr. Elizabeth Ramirez from NASA, explaining she'd verified the project's scientific accuracy. The principal, attracted by the growing crowd, approached as Mrs. Peterson complained about undermining school authority, but parents started asking questions about the science itself, about neighborhood underwater, flood preparations, and property values. These weren't political questions, but practical concerns about their children's futures. The principal recognized the educational opportunity unfolding. Instead of shutting us down, he asked Zoe to explain her research, which she did brilliantly, with Eliza confirming her points. By evening's end, the principal announced that next year's curriculum would include climate resilience in coastal communities. Later, I overheard him telling Mrs. Peterson, "Science isn't about comfort, it's about facts. And our job is to prepare these kids for the world they'll actually live in." Zoe didn't win a science fair ribbon. Instead, she received an invitation to present her findings at the city council meeting on coastal infrastructure planning. As we left that night, Zoe told me she wanted to become a scientist. "You already are one," I replied. "You didn't just learn about science, you defended it." Sometimes the most important lessons happen outside the classroom.